All right, day 2, we are here. Had a good night last night, went home, ate food, went to sleep. I was so tired, absolutely wrecked after the day yesterday. My body's so sore. Putting a bit of fuel in the car. This is in the sunlight, looking good. Just got the tires off, getting changed. It's a new set, but there's, like, you can see all this rubber up here. They're scrubbing like so hard, so I'm gonna, actually that's really low, so I'm gonna raise it about, I'm gonna raise it 10 mil on the coilovers. 5-minute job. So we'll do that. I checked the oil, it's all good, super clean. So we're ready to roll. This car absolutely loves it. The heat, it stays chill. So let's give it a bit of an update, because it's been ages since I've driven this car and I've done a lot of work to it since. So I've installed a catch can, which actually doesn't have any oil in it. I checked it yesterday. We've done headers on the front. We've put it on E85, so 950cc injectors. We've got a new fuel pump, 300C D-Works. I've installed a full lock kit in the front. So I do have a video coming out on that install, but I just didn't like the way it came out, so I've been procrastinating on it ages. I might redo it, we'll see what happens. What else? Also, we've got the hard race LCAs in the back. We've got the MCA traction mod. So because the car hasn't been running for 5 months, I've been doing heaps of modifications to it, but I haven't been able to test them individually and see what they're like. So this is literally, I've just come out here and I'm just driving the car. It feels awesome. The only problem is with the lock kit, the steering, I literally have no power steering. It's like driving my dad's old Kingswood from back in the day. Like, it's an absolute, it is quite hard. My arms are so sore yesterday. I was like cramping. I'm struggling out here. Definitely getting a good workout. But basically, these cars have an electronic rack, and when you put the big lock kit on them, they just don't seem to have enough power to be able to move the steering rack with the lock kit on, because this is a 50 mil off center, so your car's an extra 100 mil wider than it was before. So I haven't had any time, but I'm gonna have to look into, you convert it to like an S14 hydraulic rack, or I don't know if we can get more power to it. I have to speak to some other people that have got them and just see what they've done. But for now, it's fine. I mean, it's hard, but I mean, we're getting it done, it's all good. I'm pretty sure these boys and these KEs, they don't have power steering either, so I can't complain too much. We're getting there. So the extra lock is awesome. So I actually have lock stops on there as well. I put them on last night. So there's probably like 40 mil of a lock stop. So I could definitely get maybe like an extra 10 to 20 degrees of angle. But the only reason I had to put them on is because the rims I'm running don't have an aggressive enough offset to get me clearance on the tie rod. So I had to like cut the lock down so that the rims aren't hitting the tie rod as I'm drifting. But it's all good. I'm gonna go to the driver's briefing soon and we'll get back into it. Lifted up a bit. Old mate's burst an oil hose, getting towed back in. Only thing I got to do now, this part of the dash is missing, and I'm hitting my knee on it like wildly, and it's real sore. So I got this towel from the gym. I'm gonna try like rig it up here so that my knee doesn't hit it. I'll keep you posted on that one. All right, got the towel rigged up, 2 cable ties. Hopefully that helps. Save me my knee. It's friggin' killing me. Look at this bloke, spewing. All right, let's go out for our first laps of day 2. Let's get it. Ew. Alright, voiceover time. So as you can see, this guy behind me is an R31 Skyline. He actually, after we took off through this section, he came up to me in the line and asked me if I wanted to do tandems with him. So I obviously said yes, I was keen as. This was going to be my first ever tandems. I got up in the line behind him, just me and him. We did tandems. Literally, my GoPro died just as we took off. And it was also in time-lapse mode. So just absolutely terrible timing. It would have been so good to get the first tandems. We actually got some pretty sick tandems in as well, but once the GoPro went flat, I didn't want to stop and go in and get the new battery. Obviously, I wanted to keep driving while I could, so that's what happened. This guy was an absolute legend. I have no idea who he was. I never even met him, but shout out to him for letting me tandem with him. Would have seen in those little clips that I was struggling, the handbrake keeps getting stuck on. I even took the button off and like fully took the button off so that it couldn't engage, but it was still getting stuck on, like when I pulled it really hard on that first entry. So I just pull the wheel off, pull this little thing out here, and then it's got like a little cog, and you like open it to make it tighter and you close it to make it less tight. So I've just done that. Hopefully I'll go out now and see what it looks like. If it's not, doesn't work, then I'll just have to clutch kick everywhere, but it's not ideal. Alright, got the handbrake fixed, I think. Just went out for one lap, was no dramas. Bloke span in front of me, so I didn't really get to pull it that hard, but should be no dramas. We'll take you for a spin and see what the go is. It's gonna be hot. Fucking me exhaust fell off. Right, just driving around on the cool down lap. Old exhaust tip come off. Yeah, I'll weld her back together. I had a crack in it ages ago, but I completely forgot about it, to be honest. Obviously, it's come loose. Oh, don't need it. Get back out there. I'm gonna go try and chase these boys.
Right, so at this stage, it was the very end of the day. I decided I'd had enough. My car was on empty. I didn't need to try to push it anymore, push my luck and end up crashing my car. So I decided that I'd go in, I'd call it a day, and head back to the pits and start packing up. But as I was driving out, I just saw the entry to the next track and I just could not stop myself. So as you can see here, I made the decision to drive over there, and I literally did the best laps of the day. I just had music playing. I wasn't thinking about anything, I wasn't thinking about filming, and I just absolutely went out there and ripped, which I'm pretty sure on this first lap is my best run of the whole day. And I just absolutely sent it. Big flick on initiation, up the bank. Man, I had the best time at this little section of the day. Even with the little mischief, I accidentally put it in fourth, but got it back into second and absolutely shredded my way around the track. And then I just kept doing this for the next, I think it was 10 to 20 minutes left of the day, and I just kept sending it. You can see here at the end of the day, everyone is packing up, everyone's driving off, going away. As I drive through the pits here, you can see that there's just no one else out there. People have got their cars on their trailers, they're ready to go home, and I'm just absolutely sending it. You have to drive through the pitted area to get back around to the FD layout. So every time you do a lap of that layout, you've got to drive all the way back around through the pit area and then back onto the track. And this is the same kind of area where my exhaust fell off. Oh man, am I burnt as hell. Man, just pulled in. It's literally 4:59. It finishes at 5. Pulled in. Literally, I'm under empty. Absolutely fanging. Had the best day of all time. Learned so much. Man, I'm gonna get out of the car, cool down a bit, then we'll wrap it up. Alright, Reetsuri is done and dusted. Packed up, had a mad blood nose when I was packing up, so didn't film anything. That was the most insane, intense weekend ever. Had the most fun possible driving.
Friggin' started off, could barely even do a corner, and then by the end of it I was linking like the whole place. So good. Did my first ever tandems with these lads on the Skyline, so shout out to them for letting me chase them. Did some tandems with the broski that was next to me in the RX-8. So yeah, it was a real daunting kind of experience. I went to that event, I didn't know anyone. Like the couple people that I know in drifting didn't go to that event. So I was stressing out a little bit about, like, you know, pitting and then not knowing anyone, but I literally pulled in, and then within like, you know, 5 seconds of unloading, I'm talking to the bloke next to me, talking to the other blokes, talking about cars. People are coming up to you in the pits and talking to you about your car. So yeah, if you're ever wanting to go and you're thinking like it's a pretty daunting experience, like the community of the drift, like everyone says it, but the drift community is the absolute nicest community out of any sport I've done a lot of sports, and the drift community, like there's no way any other sport you'll find people that nice. Everyone's helping each other out. Had one bloke there freaking helping me get my coilovers adjusted because I couldn't get them. So yeah, absolutely unreal weekend. Just keen to get into it more now that I've made all that progression. Hopefully it's a half decent video. I'll try not to make it too long and too boring with all the drift content, but yeah, friggin' unreal day. I don't even really know what to say. I literally drove the absolute pants off the car. I had like one set of tires left, and there was an hour to go. I was like, oh, there's no point going in, getting the tires changed, you know, waiting however long. I was like, I'm just going to absolutely beat these tires to the pop. So I absolutely just kept going for it. Just doing lap after lap. Car didn't go hot once. Absolute perfect seat time car. Didn't freaking miss a beat. One set of tires on the Saturday and one set of tires on the Sunday. Like, you can't beat that. You're not stopping constantly. Like, everyone else is going in, changing tires or fixing something in their car. Man, I'm just out there just doing laps. And then at the end of the day, I was completely run out of fuel. Like, I was out of fuel. The gauge was on empty. The needle had just gone under. And I actually was leaving. I'm like, oh, I'm going to call it. There's no point in going anymore. I'll get off. And that was on the over the hill layout. And then, like, I just saw a couple of people driving over to the DT layout, which is on the other side, where the big bank is. I was like, oh man, I may as well pop in and just see what's going on. And man, I actually did my very best laps over there. I actually also hit the water barrier on my very last lap, I think it was, which you will see. But and I smashed my front tail light. But man, I was frothing. I couldn't. Once I got in the groove, I just could not stop, man. That was definitely the best drift weekend I've had so far. And I'm keen for heaps more. All in all, I went through 4 tires, so 2 sets, one each day, and then 2.5 tanks of fuel. That's a seat time vehicle right there. So if you're thinking about getting a drift car and you're thinking, you know, should I go fully built track car or should I just get something a little bit more tame? I can definitely recommend something more tame because you're getting more time out on track. You're not changing tires, changing fuel. The more power you got, the more things are going to break. Keep it simple to start off with, and then you'll work your way up as you go. I definitely see myself getting some more power in the 8.6. If you've made it this far, like and subscribe, leave a comment, helps out heaps. Do us a favour, if you ever want to come down and get in the drift car, all you have to do is come down and ask. Message me on Instagram or something, and we'll tee it up. We'll go for some laps.